Hi everyone, my name is Jordan Meeker and I'm the director of Elements Before the Search. Elements Before the Search is a series that I have been working on for about a year. I did write this whole thing by myself, but me and Carson have been working on this since last summer, so this is a huge thing for us. This is more of like a sci-fi kind of fantasy sort of show, and I'm usually not super into those, but I kind of just thought about the idea one day and thought it would be really cool to try. So I wrote the show. The main idea is 4 teenagers and they all have different sort of powers. It sounds kind of like stereotypical when you think about it. The main idea is just 4 teenagers with powers and they all know what their power is, but they don't really know how they got it. So throughout the series we kind of look into their life and their relationships, and eventually as the series comes to a close we figure out how they got their powers and kind of what they were meant to do with their powers. Some challenges that I've had to go through for myself were definitely, the initial writing process, because as a writer, you do get attached to the characters, and when you start writing backstories for them, you get, a little sympathetic and you really start thinking about your own life and things like that. But I think the biggest thing is just being, sympathetic for the characters and what they've had to go through in their life it can be a challenge just because, you think about your own life and your own friends.
Oh, okay, ready? Here we go.
What is that? You didn't hear that?
I did, just...
No, I heard someone like... Well, I can say one thing. All 4 of our teen characters will end up being in a relationship throughout the series. I'm not going to say who they will be with or anything really else in detail, but I will say that there's going to be a lot of romance going on. Some will be romantic comedy, but all of the characters will be in a relationship. So this is a question that I actually get quite a lot through other things. My family, some of my friends that ask, oh, I see you're casting now. So honestly, I think the biggest thing would be personality. I know everyone says that, but it really is the truth, because when you are casting someone, that's the biggest thing you look for is personality, them as an actor, and also how they portray the character that you want them to portray. Of course, everything, like image and how they read a line and their improv skills, all of that goes in, height, eye color, all of that is obviously clear in a casting situation. But the main thing is personality, because if an actor comes in to us, in auditions, and they have no personality, they have no, anything that you would want to look at them as a person, then there's no point in casting them. I think the biggest thing I'm most excited for is just learning new things myself as a director, because this is the first time I've ever gotten to direct a film, and I think that is so cool. And of course, getting to work with my best friend is like one of the best things ever, and we don't go to the same school, so it can be hard sometimes, but getting to see each other and working with each other is, I think, the biggest plus for me. My personal favorite character would probably have to be Mara. She's just such a sweet girl, but she has so much, deep within her with her emotions and things she's gone through in her life that have really, it traumatized her, but I think that comes out really nicely in the character, so I'm really excited for that to be portrayed. But she's definitely my favorite just because I think there's so much room for character development, especially for the actress that plays Mara, so I think that's why she's my favorite. As of now, as a writer, I don't have a whole bunch of ideas for a specific character, but I do have ideas on, kind of groups of characters and things in the plot that might add to a certain character in the future. Don't cry back there. My biggest mentor has been Carson, just because we've worked together for only a year, and it's been like the best experience I could have ever imagined myself getting into. And when we first started, there was other people involved, and there was issues that we had when we first started, and there's been so many things that have kind of pushed us down, especially me, because Carson's been through this with certain things, through casting and going through a series, and I haven't ever experienced that before, so I was kind of getting discouraged and I was really confused. It's like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not good enough? And he kind of just always uplifted me at the end and was like, I've been through this, it's okay. And I think coming out of that, it's really important for us, especially as like, you know, as close we are as friends, but also putting that into our company and having good vibes and just positive energy for everyone in our company is really important to me. So I think that kind of mentorship, but also being best friends with that person is like the best thing that you can ever imagine.